And welcome to Greg. But we're here. We've got a great panel. It's kids' TV show themes, which could be a long one, maybe not. Who knows? But we've got JTH here. JTH, how's it going?
I'm going pretty good. Kids' TV shows. This is pretty much the only thing I'm qualified to do on Rankin nowadays. So I'm glad I was chosen to be on here. Could it be very interesting? A lot of different ways we can go with this list. You got cartoons, anime, young adult, live action. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody has cooked up here.
Also, here I've got Haley. Haley, how's it going?
Hi. I got some weird picks here. I kind of branched out of what I watched as a kid and tried to go out of my way and find some little hidden gems.
And going round, I've got Brandon. Brandon, how's it going?
It's going good. Just a heads up, you hear a kid screaming. My wife's giving our son a bath, so that's what that's all about. But I'm looking forward to this. My wife gave some input to help me out with this, and it was very tough. And I'll just say for the record, it really hurt me to leave out shows like SWAT Cats and Darkwing Duck. So, but I'm looking forward to this.
And last but not least, I've got RJ. RJ, how's it going?
Going good, man. I'm excited to see what's going to go on. Don't know Brandon that well. I'm curious what Haley wants to throw down about. I love being on with JTH, man. We went for a while on Hanna-Barbera. And Malcolm, you cut me at the knees when you said no superhero. You cut me at the knees, man.
Yeah.
It's what I do. It's one of those ones like I want to do superhero themes as its own list. So it's one of those ones. But anyway, the way the show works is we go around the panel and each nominate a TV show theme we think belongs on a top 12 list, and then everyone else will either agree or disagree. And then, once we get the short list, we then rank them at the end. And Brian, that is definitely Haley. It's not video dreams.
Not overrated.
How do you spell cat?
But anyway, I'm going to go to JDH first.
All right. I guess I actually wasn't expecting to be going first here, but I'm going to throw out first a pretty legendary theme. It's had so many different iterations of a little duo, and I do mean little. One was a genius, the other was insane. They're laboratory mice. Their genes have been spliced. They're Pinky in the brain, narf. The thing that was so great about this theme was literally there was like 5 different iterations of this theme. You had the original Animaniacs theme from the Animaniacs show, obviously the original TV show. You had the Christmas special theme that was great in its own right. You had Pinky in the Brain and Larry, which was another great spin-off theme. And even Pinky Elmira in the Brain was great. The show, not so much, but the theme was still great too. So when you can have 5 different versions of a theme and they're all awesome, it absolutely deserves to be on this list. So Pinky in the Brain, Narf, is my first nomination.
Haley, what do you say about Pinky in the Brain?
I didn't think of it, but I'm really glad someone else did. That's a perfect pick. Someone took the theme like line by line and made a very interesting theory about the show that Pinky and the Brain, their roles should be reversed. And the genius might actually be Pinky. And so I thought of that when we made this pick. And so I'm saying this is good to go.
Brandon, what do you say about Pinky in the Brain?
When I put together my short list, I kind of separated it between there was a small handful that I really want to push for. The others, like if I can't get them through, then I at least want to try these. Pinky in the Brain was one of the very first ones that I thought of. Is such a catchy theme. You'll get stuck in your head like so many different ones. Needless to say, I'm not insane. I'm going to go with Pinky in the Brain.
And RJ, what do you think about Pinky in the Brain?
Already, JTH, we're going to start this early already. I'm just going to keep it simple. It's not top 12. There's It's a spin-off for a reason. What it's spun off deserves to be more on the top 12 than this one. So I'm sorry.
That's a hot take. No. Oh.
But it's going to make this list anyway because the majority of audience
they got spun off because they got too famous.
But yeah, JDH is clearly thinking the same thing I am. It is time to take over the world. Pinky the Brain is making this list. I would have said Jesse regardless.
I already want to go home.
But with that, we go to Haley for the next nomination.
So this pick, I'm hoping is something we all saw. This is a live action. It's also very educational. I know for me, I knew this was coming on the second in class that the big TV was rolled out into the classroom. And that is the show Bill Nye the Science Guy. Unless you want to count him as a superhero, I totally understand. Like, that's cool. But this song lives in my head rent-free every single day. So I'm picking this one first.
Brandon, what do you say about Bill Nye the Science?
Y'all need to stop taking my top picks. This is what needs to happen. So, Bill Nye the Science Guy. I'm not a big science person, but my goodness, that theme song. Again, another one you just can't get out of your head. I think at one point it was my ringtone. So I'm going to say yes to Bill Nye the Science Guy.
RJ, what do you say about Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Yeah, I'm going to be the guy who's going to be hated this episode already. Bill Nye was on PBS. There was a lot of other PBS themes that were better than his, so I'm just going to say no.
Ooh.
My feelings.
It wasn't a bad theme. I just think there were other PBS ones that are better, and we're talking about all of kids' television. Bill Nye had to go.
Oh, right in the childhood.
As someone who literally just had to go listen to the theme because I'd never seen the show at all. I've seen various clips from episodes, but I've never heard the theme before. I'm saying yes, this is a really catchy theme. Bill Nye the Science Guy is making this list.
You never heard the 10-hour loop before?
JH, what do you say about Bill Nye the Science Guy?
It would have been close. I mean, if it came down to me, I probably would have said yes, but it's kind of hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes it just gets caught in your head. Sometimes, there's other shows out there, but I probably would have leaned towards yes.
But with that, we go to RJ.
I don't even want to go anymore because I feel like I'm just going to get trampled on here. There's already 2 songs on here that didn't even make my 20. I made a list of 20 on here that I was going to bring in. Those songs weren't even close to being on it. So, I guess, man, you know what? I'll be the first one to do it. There's something to be about a kid's TV show themes. What makes a good one is not only when it's a catchy tune, when it literally tells you what's about to happen when the show starts. And there is nothing that says that better to me, especially nowadays, than the Phineas and Ferb theme song. Yeah, not only is it like that fun song that tells you what the show's about to be about, it's bowling for soup. I'm not even gonna, when those guys play that song at their concerts, it's a banger. So yeah, I'm gonna put out the Phineas and Ferb intro song. It's a great song.
Phineas and Ferb is on the table. Yeah, this is a theme I do enjoy. I'm going to give it a slight yes. JDH, what do you say about Phineas and Ferb?
I've never actually gotten into the show, and I've only heard the song itself a couple of times, which is kind of depressing because I always hear how good it is. So I haven't heard it enough to really say it's in the top criteria. I'm sorry, RJ, but I'm sure if I had heard it more, I'd probably have a much better or much different opinion. But for the time being, it's a no.
Haley, you lit up when this was said. What do you say?
I feel like I'd be a coward because I was just listening to 1985 this morning. So if I said no to this, there'd be something wrong with me. Phineas and Ferb, if there's anything good with that show, it's just the songs that they put through each episode, including the theme song. So I really wanted to say no to you out of spite. I'm going to say yes.
It makes list. Brandon, what would you have said?
Honestly, I would have been right there with you, Malcolm. It had crossed my mind. It ultimately did not make my own list, but it is catchy. I have seen the show. It is a very fun show, so I probably would have been a slight yes as well.
Yep, Phineas and Ferb is making this list, and if we didn't get this on, Chance, Robert Parker, Boatman will all be coming after us with pitchforks. Brandon, what is your first pick?
Ooh, well, the very first one that came to mind was something from my own childhood. I believe I'm 32 now. I believe I was 7 when the show was on. It was on PBS, okay, and this was a game show with the theme song performed by an a cappella group called Rockapella. Is Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
RJ, what do you say about Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Again, good PBS show. Just didn't make the cut on what PBS songs could make it on this list. And I had to take off Cyber Chase, and that was my favorite PBS show. So I'm just saying, like, you know, if all of kids' TV shows, Carmen Sandiego just didn't make the PBS cut. So I'm going to have to give it a no.
When you brought up PBS, Brandon, I thought you were going a different way with this.
I think we all did.
But this is a show I remember watching. I do enjoy this theme. It's a really catchy song. I'm saying yes. JDH, what do you say about Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
This sucks. I have the song on my hard drive, and yet I completely forgot about this song to put it on. So, God.
No, Nico.
I didn't even see what he said. I'll ignore it. The fact that I didn't think of it at first is probably not a good sign. So even though I do like it, I'm going to have to say no. Just because I didn't think of it at first, that kind of disqualifies it for me. So I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Which means it's on you, Haley.
So, again, here's me revealing my age. I'm only 22. This was before my time, but I do remember seeing, like, repeats of the show. I would have to say because the show itself is more memorable than the theme, and the theme doesn't really stick with you as much as just, like, the rest of the show does, I'm going to have to say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
But yeah, it's on me. And why not? We'll stick with PBS. I'm bringing up Let Wheel Go Wide on the Magic School Bus. This is a really great theme. And I mean, like, regardless of what you think of the that version they did in Netflix just recently, this theme is a really catchy song. It's just one of those ones that sums up the time show. And this is another show which I'm pretty sure a lot of teachers probably pulled out in class at times as well. JDH, what do you say about the Magic School Bus?
I'm a little surprised. That's not the first one I thought you would come up with, but it's another good pick. It's one that I thought about. Ultimately, though, I leaned towards no. It didn't make my top 12 when it was all said and done.
Yeah.
It was around 15, 16. So I trust that the right ones will eventually come up eventually. So I'm going to give it a slight no.
Haley, what do you say about the Magic School Bus?
So, this was one of my favorite shows as a kid. It's an absolute classic. I loved Carlos. He was my favorite. But that being said, the show, the theme song didn't stick as hard as other theme songs do, and I'm voting for themes that really stick. And this one didn't. The rest of the show was amazing. So I'm gonna say no, unfortunately.
Brandon, what do you say about the Magic School Bus?
Kind of tough for me because it didn't make my shortest of short lists, but it did make my overall one. And it really it is catchy one. It's really tough. I'm gonna go slightly opposite. I'm gonna give a slight yes to Magic School Bus.
God damn it!
RJ, you only had to
Oh,
there.
son of a!
You're the super
Oh,
villain of this episode.
why? Why? Oh my God! It's oh. I hate you, PBS. I hate you so much. It is a banger. It still sticks in my head all the time. It has the best start to a song with all those kids just tell Arnold that, like, nah, this is not going to be a normal field trip. But goddamn PBS, there's still at least, like, we've done one full cycle and we already took 3 spots that 2 of them I don't agree with. And if I'm going to get these other ones on there, I can't give Magic School Bus the go ahead. So I'm kind of like JTH with saying, like, that in the hopes of getting other songs on there, I have to say no to Magic School Bus right now.
You sound so hurt right now.
I'm hurt. This song is on there and it hurts.
But with that, we go back to JTH was the expert.
So I'm kind of torn about what I want to. Okay, I'll bring it up. I don't know where my fellow panelists will be on this certain thing, but when I think of a certain list like this, I don't want to fall into the trap of voting for iconic themes over the best themes, because over its best themes. I think on a list like this, we got to put Scooby-Doo somewhere on this list. Now, the Scooby-Doo Where Are You theme is an iconic theme, but it's not the best theme. The best theme is What's New Scooby-Doo. That is the best theme, because that theme does something that many TV themes try to do and don't succeed at. When you hear that theme, it gets you excited to watch Scooby-Doo. And that is what the point of a great theme is. And to me, it's the perfect iteration of a new era theme for a classic show. Like, I can't even think of a better example that's not like a remake, like an upbeat remake. Like, it's a pure original theme, new era style of a classic show. To me, it's the perfect version of it. To me, that is, if you're going to put a Scooby-Doo theme on here, this is the one that needs to be on here because it is the best. And I think a lot of Scooby-Doo fans would actually vouch for that. So What's New Scooby-Doo is my choice.
Haley, what do you say about What's New Scooby-Doo?
So I actually thought of putting Scooby-Doo on my list, but I didn't put it on there for the same reason you did. I didn't think to put What's New Scooby-Doo on there. And what I love about that theme is that it really peers into what the show is going to be. It is this new revitalized version of Scooby-Doo. And the song just straight up hits. Overwhelming yes.
Brandon, what do you say about What's New Scooby-Doo?
So I do agree with JTH in terms of, yes, the Where Are You was the most iconic. I do think What's New Scooby-Doo is the better theme. I'll be honest, I don't remember anything else about the show beyond that, even though I've seen it quite a bit. I'll be honest, I'm going to pull an RJ and say no.
RJ, what do you say about What's New Scooby-Doo?
Do I need to show y'all my reaction all over again as soon as he said that? Like, I knew where he was
It'll be on the
going with it
replay.
as soon as he talked about. Dude, this is a hell yes. Now, granted, a pup named Scooby-Doo almost came up. Don't get me wrong, because that hit me at a different age. But just like Phineas and Ferb with Bowling for Soup, it's Simple Plan. When they still play that song at concerts, I heard both these songs at Warped Tour, and it was awesome how crazy that crowd got. Like, when Simple Plan played What's New Scooby-Doo at Warped Tour, that crowd lost.
You found out the age demographic real quick of who was there.
So quick. with Phineas and Ferb, you were surprised because, like, I feel like I'm in that age demographic for What New Scooby-Doo, and I'm like, dude, we were a little old for Phineas and Ferb. We all need to calm down. Like, we were all already like in college. But I'm closer to Brandon's age, so I'm a little bit older. Like I said, like What's New Scooby-Doo was like me in middle school. Phineas and Ferb was like I was just in college. I'd just gotten to college. But no, it's a banger song. Like I said, it barely beat out Pup Named Scooby-Doo for me. But no, he's right. If you're talking about a different iteration throughout it, Scooby-Doo deserves to be on this list. This is the song that needs to represent Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. For me, I actually had Scooby-Doo you, but I was going to say yes to any Scooby-Doo. All the theme songs have been great. So Scooby-Doo makes this list.
For the record, just for saying no, my wife will probably shoot me now when we watch this back. She loves Scooby-Doo.
But Haley, we go back to you for your next nomination.
Okay. So I feel like I might have been the only one to watch this show. Maybe RJ watched it. But this song, like Brandon said with Bill Nye the Science Guy, this was my ringtone for like a year. And part of it was even my notification tone for about a year. And that is the Kim Possible theme song. Oh my God, this song is just so good. I used it for a year as a ringtone and it never annoyed me. And that's saying something for a ringtone, because even some good ringtones can get annoying. And I will fight you all if you say no.
But RJ, I know we talked about this in chat at one stage, but what do you say?
Yeah, I had to make sure with Malcolm that he wasn't counting her as a superhero so I could put this song on this list, because hell yeah, that song bangs. Kim Possible, like, yes, I'm right about that age. Like, I was probably just the right age group of that demographic. They probably wanted more girls my age, but I didn't care. It was a badass show. But yeah, that song is not only like how he was saying. I agree with JTH about this list that you got to try to put away some for iconic and really go with what is a good song. But this is a great song. And like I said, what gets me are shows that literally tell you what's about to happen in the show. And that's what that song does. It tells you all about this girl. That way, when you go into the first episode, you know exactly what you're going to get. You know it's about to go down. The remake was terrible. I hate Disney Channel for doing that. That Kim Possible.
That doesn't exist. We don't know that.
We don't talk about
there's
it.
No remake.
Sorry, I'm babbling. Yes, Kim Possible deserves to be on this list.
Brandon, what do you say about Kim Possible?
Unfortunately, this is a show I never got into. No, I mean, the only thing I really know for sure about that, and only because I think it's adorable, is the naked mole rat. Unfortunately, just based on my own lack of knowledge, I'm gonna have to say no.
Anyone else craving a Naco now?
But Stephen, I don't know how old you think I am, but anyway, but I'm saying yes to Kim Possible. This is a great theme. I maybe have got to this when I was in high school because I am 35. But it's a great theme. It's a great show. JTH, what would you have said about Kim Possible?
I never got into the show, but I'm one of those people that listens to themes all the time, so I've heard this one a lot. Funny thing is, the first time I saw Kim Possible was in the Lilo and Stitch crossover, so that was kind of a strange introduction. So once I listened to it, I mean, it's a catchy theme. I really like the theme too. I probably would have gone yes.
RJ, we go back to you.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot here and go for this one. I'm really hoping, because we've kind of all shown our ages, so I'm hoping this will hit. Hopefully, with at least two other people. So like when Malcolm gave me this list, I had to get like all the parameters for him, and one of the first things I asked him was, "What about shows that were made for teens?" He was like, "Yes, you can have them." So I had to be like, there has to at least be one representation. It has to come from Nickelodeon. And if you gotta pick one teen-centric show, it's got to be Drake and Josh. Drake and Josh's song is such a banger. I mean, that you catch yourself singing it as soon as it comes on. Any list of like theme show songs that it's like try not to sing along, try not to bob your head, I'm losing as soon as that song comes on. As soon as you're supposed to do the callback to if you just open up your eyes, you know you're screaming back and look inside. You know you're doing it because you can't not. It's such a great song. If there's going to be one teen song on here, it should be Drake and Josh.
RJ, Brandon, what do you say about Drake and Josh?
Never saw the show, never heard the theme song. I'm just by default gonna have to say now.
That's fair.
Haley, what do you say about Drake and Josh?
So you talked about Warped Tour with the Phineas and Ferb theme song and What's New Scooby-Doo. There is a clip of Drake Bell doing this theme at one of his live shows because he's a musician, and everyone messed up the lyric. All of the biggest nerds of this show, and everyone saying it's going to take some time to realize, and he had to stop the show and go, okay, let's give y'all a lesson. It's going to take some time to realign. Those are the right lyrics. So, and everyone was still losing it, no matter what. For the same reasons Phineas and Ferb and What Do Scooby-Doo are on here, you got to say yes. Because people lose it when this song goes online.
JDH, what do you say about Drake and Josh?
To me, it wasn't even the best Nickelodeon young adult, live action theme. Kenan and Kel was so much better, in my opinion.
That was a good one.
There are better songs from Kenan and Kel than the theme song.
I mean, when you said that, I thought Kenan and Kel was going to come up, and I was like, okay, I'll get down with that. And then you were like, oh, there he goes, and he went for Josh and Drake or whatever. Forgot the name already. That's not a good sign. Yeah, I haven't seen the show or heard it enough again. So, RJ, you're not off to a good start. I thought you knew me a little better than that. So, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Ryan, find me that link and send it to me. I want to see that.
What about the show with that?
But yeah, just like JTH, when RJ said Nickelodeon, I thought he was going a different way with that. But I do like the Drake and Josh theme song. I'm going to say yes, so it makes the list. And with that, we go back to Brandon.
Okay, so this one, it would be, at least in my opinion, extremely shocking if this does not make the list. I knew I was testing the waters with World in the World is Carmen Sandiego, but this other one, I'm very confident. It's probably of everything I've come up with, this is the one I'm most confident about. RJ, you mentioned it earlier. I could go with Animaniacs.
Animaniacs is on the table. RJ, what do you say?
Yes, if Pinky and the Brain is on this list, Animaniacs needs to be on this list. I'm sorry. I sing, because JT talks about, you went through 5 different versions. Yeah, they were cool. But when you can have one song that just lasts all the way through, sure, they change the joke every now and again at the end of the song. And especially now with it about to be remade and you already know they're going to stick to the same song, that's one of those that, as much as it is iconic, it is also just a great song. It's fun. It's zany, totally insane-y. It's Animaniacs. It's got to be on the list.
Yeah, this is one that this was absolutely on my list too. It's an easy yes for me. JDH, what do you say about Animaniacs?
Yes, if Pinky and the Brain is on this list, then Animaniacs deserves to be on this list. It's a yes for me.
Thank you.
Haley, what do you say about Animaniacs?
Okay. I'm actually kind of conflicted. And the only reason I'm kind of conflicted is their theme song is overshadowed by banger after banger of non-theme Animaniac songs. to the point where I actually forgot what the Animaniacs song sounded like. So even though this is going on the list officially, I'm gonna have to just do it like a little slight no because so many other good songs from the show overshadowed it.
Yeah, who learned the presidents and their states and capitals from the show? Raise your hand. Who used that on the test? That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, for my next pick, I'm going for one that is purely nostalgic for me. It's a really simple theme song. I know there's a few people in the Full Metal community that's shouting my name every time this comes up, and every time the movie of this comes up in round 3. I'm bringing up the Rugrats theme. This is just such a simple tune, but it's one of those ones which is always sticks with me. Like in the childhood, it's one of the shows I always watched when I was a kid. But yeah, JTH, what do you say about Rugrats?
You kind of hinted at it. I mean, it's a very simple theme. To me, it's a little bit too simple. Like it's the generic early Nickelodeon kids theme. It's a 5-second audio clip just played over and over and over again with like one different note each stanza. To me, the fact that it has no lyrics, obviously, I don't think helps it either. I think with a little bit of lyrics, it might help its cause. But to me, iconic theme, yes. To me, not one of the best, just because it doesn't have enough going for it to make a list like this. So to me, it's a no.
Haley, what do you say about Rugrats?
This was my absolute favorite show as a kid. And going back to the story of things that grown adults lose it over at live shows. I went to a Halloween version of a Motionless in White show, and the front man of the band, there was someone dressed up as Reptar, and the front man of the band looked like a little kid at Christmas seeing me dressed up as Reptar. That being said, the theme isn't that good. The show is amazing. It's great. The theme isn't that good. So I'm going to have to say no, unfortunately. But I love Rugrats.
Brandon, what do you say about the Rugrats theme?
I mean, 90s Nickelodeon is such a big part, was such a big part of my life. If you may recall Malcolm, I issued a challenge for that on Full Metal Random. However, when it comes to theme songs, I think Rugrats is actually one of the weaker ones, so I'm going to have to say no.
And RJ, what would you have said?
Yeah, I would have had to say, unfortunately, no, too, just because I'm kind of like with JTH about, like, I really looked for songs with lyrics. There's only one Nickelodeon show that gets a pass for not having lyrics, and it's not Rugrats.
I think I've guessed what you think it is, RJ.
Probably.
It might be my short list. Might be.
Boo all you want, Ryan. You're not here.
But JDH, we go back to you.
Kind of surprised it hadn't been brought up yet, because even though it kind of falls under the trend that I've been going for, iconic but not the best. To me, it's still great enough to get nominated on here. I'm gonna go with the original Pokemon theme. Like, even though it's only lasted a tenth of its show's run, which is kind of absurd when you actually think about it. And even though I think there's a couple things that are actually better than it, to me, it would be silly to not at least throw it out there and see what everybody thinks. It's got the iconic part of it, which I'm sure pleases a lot of people. And it is great enough that I'm willing to be more lenient with this one than other ones. So I'm going to throw out the original Pokemon theme.
Haley, what do you say about the original Pokemon theme?
I'm a little hurt that you dumbed it down a little bit and you didn't give it enough credit. It actually is a pretty good song. I can tell you.
It is great. I said it's great.
And almost all of Gen Z know every single lyric to that song. It has to be on there. It has to.
Brandon, what do you say about the original Pokemon theme?
This is one that I was kind of struggling with. Not a matter of is it good or is it bad. I just wasn't too sure if it would if it could have potentially broken the superhero role or not. But yes, it is a very catchy theme song. You'll never get out of your head, especially from when you're from our generation here. So I'm definitely giving it a big yes.
RJ is singing it along. He's probably going to say no. RJ, what do you say?
Yo, yeah, I knew it was going to make it on the list, so I just took that time to sing the theme song. That way, I wouldn't interrupt the show with it, because you can't not sing that song when someone talks about it. And, it's when it comes to kids' TV shows, especially like in the 90s and 2000s, when anime was coming over and it wasn't just coming over like regularly, it was being dubbed, it was being Americanized. This was one of the ones that helped start it. Like if there's going to be any anime song that makes it on here, it's going to be Pokemon. I think there are better ones, but it's going to be Pokemon. I think there are better ones that came out of there, but not that these guys would have seen that I can make arguments for. So yeah, Pokemon, huge yes.
Yeah, for this to be the very best ranking list, like no other one ever was. Pokemon, the OG Pokemon theme song has to be on there.
I'm shocked that wasn't your first one. That was what I was referring to earlier.
It was like, I mean, in my eyes, like I knew it was about to come up.
It's going to get on eventually.
I wanted to bring up some other ones that I didn't think had that much of a chance, but try those ones out first. But
JTH,
Haley,
you're so good at looking in the right direction. I'm going to try to start copying you. You're so good at it.
Thank you.
But Haley, we go back to you.
So I didn't think about this theme song until about 2 minutes ago, because I'm looking at a pillow that has a still from the show on it. This is a very iconic. Oh, second. Oh. Okay, so this. Give me a second, please.
Did we just win the murder?
Hey, it's the Jeopardy theme.
So, this theme song is recognizable with just 2 snaps alone. The Addams Family theme song. And here's the pillow that brought inspiration.
Brandon, what do you say about the Addams Family theme song?
This is really tough because, yes, it's very catchy. You know those finger snaps. Did not make my short list because, I'll be honest, I did not think of it. I remember seeing the cartoon when I was younger, but this is really tough. I'm going to say no for this one.
RJ, what do you say about the Addams Family?
It's a catchy theme song. It's a great theme song. Technically, the original was a family show, not a kid show, and the cartoon wasn't that good, so I'm going to have to say no.
Oh, wait, the cartoon. Okay, but
I mean,
it's not a kid TV show. It was a family show.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, this is one I will argue is still a kids' show, even though families could enjoy it too. Yeah, this is tough for me because for this theme song, I actually attribute it more to the movies than anything, more than the show. But I will say yes because I do think it is a catchy theme song. I'm going to put it all on JTH's head.
no pressure.
I kind of fell on the same platform that RJ did, where I think of the 60s show. Was it 60s or 70s? I think it was 60s. Yeah, I kind of lean to that version first before the cartoon version, and then you have the movies also. So to me, the original one wasn't as catchy. Like I actually did like the cartoon version a little bit better, but I think of the original, and unfortunately, it didn't catch on to me as well. So I'm going to give it a slight no.
But with that, we go back to RJ.
Try it.
I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to throw out one that they can't say no to take revenge on me for this last round, or just throw out one that I know wasn't going to make it on anyway, so they have an excuse to say no. But you know what? Yeah, this probably won't make the list, but I'll throw it out there. Like I said earlier, when he said Rugrats, I'm trying to keep it like very lyric heavy. But if there's one song, one theme that I think deserves a pass for not having any lyrics, also comes from Nickelodeon. It's Doug. The little doo-doo-doos, whatever you call that. I don't think it's really scatting, but just that with that melody behind it, adding a little bit of instrumentation through each thing. To me, when you come to like no lyric songs that get you like excited that you're about to watch the show, it's Doug. It really is. So I got to go with Doug. Nickelodeon's Doug. Disney's Doug sucked. Let's be specific.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the same theme song.
It is not. It is not the same theme song. You hush your mouth. We're going on Nickelodeon.
But anyway, I loved Doug as a kid. It's one of the shows I always watched. I don't like the theme song. I'm saying no. JDH, what do you say about Doug?
It's just like Rugrats. It's a 5-second audio clip repeated. With 30 seconds in, they up the pitch a little bit. To me, that's it. It's as generic a theme as you can get. Catchy, but not the best. I mean, I got to give it a no.
Haley, what do you say about Doug?
Some of my favorite movies are, I always say the beauty in it is the simplicity. I can't say that for theme songs, especially for this list, so I'm going to have to say no. But I like your enthusiasm.
No, I figured no non-lyric ones were going to go out there, so I threw mine out there to get it over with.
Brandon, what would you have said about Doug?
You probably guessed from my reaction, but when RJ mentioned earlier, there was one non-lyrical theme song that would get a pass. That is actually what I was thinking of. So for the record, RJ, I would have said yes.
I appreciate that.
But Brandon, what is your next nomination?
I'm actually struggling with this one because this is the last one of the ones I really want to push for. There's one person I feel like for sure, based on how things have gone in previous picks, I know one of you is probably going to say no to it, but this is my most favorite cartoon show of all time. The theme song, it is very simplistic, but I absolutely enjoy it. Malcolm, you did see a few weeks ago, I issued a challenge for FMR for it. And yeah, I'm going to go with Ed, Edd, and Eddy.
Ed, Edd, and Eddy is on the table. Yeah, but RJ, what do you say about Ed, Edd, and Eddy?
Sorry, I just need the camera off for a little bit. I gotta say, I agree 100% with Brendan. Like, this was my absolute favorite Cartoon Network show when they had their run of the cartoons. This one, Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls, Pictures Lab, all those. Ed, Edd, and Eddy was my favorite one to come out of that. But it barely didn't make my list simply because of, like I said, just it was too simple. I found it catchy. Doug slightly beat it out for like what song I was going to put out there for, the one that didn't have any lyrics. So with a very heavy heart, I got, with only 4 spots left, I got to say no.
Yeah, this is a show that I never got enjoyed as a kid. I thought it was fine. The theme song was fine. I'm saying no. JTH, what do you say about Ed, Edd, and Eddy?
You pretty much took the words right out of my mouth, Malcolm. I was pretty much on the exact same boat that you were. So, yeah, I got to give it a no also.
Haley, what would you have said about Ed, Edd, and Eddy?
I feel like there's going to be an unwritten rule with this of like the song has to have lyrics, because I would say this is probably one of the best theme songs that doesn't have lyrics to it, but still, it's not good enough for this list. So I'm gonna have to say no. But Ed, Edd, and Eddy was a great show. So.
But it's back to me, I think. Yeah, it's back to me. For my next pick, is one that I'm actually surprised hasn't been brought up yet. but it has come up a few times in the chat just recently. It's the original DuckTales theme. Woohoo!
Get out of your head now.
I should have put money on the fact that whoever brought up that song was going to say woohoo. I could have put money on it. I literally told my girlfriend, whoever brings it up is going to say woohoo.
But yeah, like this theme is just one of those catchy themes. Like I like the redid version that they did for the remake. But like whichever singer is singing it, it's still a great song. It's one and it definitely deserves to be on this list. JDH, what do you say about DuckTales?
Yeah, it deserves a spot on this list. I'll give it a yes.
Haley.
For the reason RJ just said, you can't mention DuckTales without doing the woohoo. It has to be a yeah. I'm giving it a hard yes.
Brandon, what do you say about DuckTales?
When I started putting together my short list, the very, very, very first one I thought of was DuckTales. It also, with the theme of this list, it feels like it would be a mortal sin to leave it off. So I'm gonna say yes.
And RJ, what would you have said?
I would have said no, just because it's nothing against the song. I know it's iconic. I knew it was going to be on this list. I just knew it was going to make it on without my vote anyway, so I decided to say no.
All right. all together now, since it's on the list. You all know what to say. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Oh, okay.
Horrible harmonies. You all fail.
I don't know.
What did you think I was going to say? Yes!
The Quack Attack is back, Jack? Was that what you were going to say?
But am I a Lego maniac?
Let's get dangerous.
So with that, JDH, we go back to you for your next pick.
I guess I'll go ahead and say the other big Disney show that came out around that time. It was another bunch of Disney classics that were kind of brought into their own series. I'm going to go with Chippendale Rescue Rangers. It was one of my favorite shows growing up. It's a shame that it got canceled early in its third season. I was really looking forward to seeing where that would go. They've been talking about rebooting that too. There was talk of a movie at one point. Would have been interesting to see how that turned out. But yeah, this is another one of those catchy themes that Disney did really well back in the day. A real catchy theme that just gets stuck in your head as soon as you hear it. Mainly the original. The second season version was not as good, but the original first season was great. So Chippendale Rescue Rangers is my vote.
Haley, what do you say about Chippendale Rescue Rangers?
I loved Chippendale. I especially loved Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Especially, it was like when I was really little. I saw any of that, but I don't think the theme sticks. And because I'm going with that one rule of like, does the theme really stick? I'm not going to go for it.
Brandon, what do you say about Chippendale Rescue Rangers?
This is one I was actually struggling with. Unfortunately, it ultimately did not make my short list. I do agree it is a very catchy theme song. I just think there are better ones out there. I'm going to say no.
RJ, what would you say about Chippendale?
Chippendale, it's a great theme song. And literally the only reason I'm saying no right now is I look at this list, I see 3 spots left, and I see a lot of diversity other than Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. And I feel like Disney's already got its representation from that era with DuckTales that Chippendale doesn't need to be on the list.
Yeah, I mean, like Chippendales was one of those ones that just never stuck with me. Like I would have said no regardless. Haley, we go back to you.
Okay. I think RJ might have. This is another one where I think RJ might have been the only one to actually watch this show. But I'm also very much appealing to RJ when I say this, so I better get a yes from you. This is a theme song from Nickelodeon. It tells you everything that's going to happen in the show. It is catchy. It's got some good production to it. It is the Fairly Oddparents theme song. It was the first one I thought of when I was offered a spot on this list. It is Fairly Oddparents.
Brandon, what do you say about Fairly Oddparents?
When I was putting together my short list, this is one of the ones. It was one of the last ones I thought of, and I felt like an idiot for not thinking of it sooner. we've had Fairly Odd Parents on the TV quite a bit recently. I did notice there's a serious lack of Nickelodeon representation. However, I think there are better Nickelodeon theme songs that should be on the list. This hurts me to say it. I'm actually going to say now.
RJ, what do you say about Fairly Odd Parents?
All I gotta say is obtuse, rubber cruise, green moose, lava juice, giant. Yeah, I'm just kidding. No. This song is so good. Like she said, this is one of those songs that catches you right away. It literally is just explaining the story to you, so we don't really need a pilot. I mean, this one still gave you a pilot, but they didn't have to if they wanted to, because the theme song is just so on point about everything that's about to happen in the show. And Nickelodeon cartoons needed representation. I'm not going to lie. It was between this one and Jimmy Neutron, who I was going to go for. I was just waiting to see who was going to bring up what first. Fairly Odd Parents gets on.
Better.
Yeah, even though I wasn't a big fan of the show, as a child, I would have suggested this theme song. It is a really great theme song. JDH, what do you say about Fairly Odd Parents?
Again, you seem to be stealing pretty much everything I said. I would have pretty much been on point with you. Show I never got into, but catchy theme. If it came down to me on a deciding vote, I would have put it in. It's definitely worthy enough to be on a list like this.
And with that, we go back to RJ.
All right, so 2 spots left. And 1 escape pod. And I'm the president. Nope. Anybody? Nope. Nobody gets that. Okay, never mind. But you know what? As much as I would love to fight for shows that I just think have great theme songs that are underrated, I'm going to go for one that I think could actually possibly take one of those last 2 spots. When I'm talking about representation, as much as I don't think Bill Nye is the best representation of a live action on PBS, I'm looking at you, Reading Rainbow. I'm going to go with the one cartoon theme from PBS that I think deserves to be on here, and that's Arthur. It's got a nice little beat, tells you exactly what the show's going to be about, just teaching you good lessons about being good to each other. It sends a good message about a wonderful kind of day. And I think with only 2 spots left out of what I have left, I think this should be on the list. It's probably not going to make it, judging by all your reactions, but I'm going to throw Arthur out there.
To the theme song, I said, hey. But it's not going to be. This theme song, I think, is a good theme song. But because there's a few I want to try and get on myself, I'm going to give it a strategic no, but I kind of think I know where this might be going. JTH, what do you say about Arthur?
That's the first time I've heard the strategic no. That's a new one to put in the playbook. With the strategic no.
No, we did that a lot during Hanna-Barbera. Let's be honest, we did that a lot.
We didn't make it known. Malcolm let it out of the bag. I loved this show growing up. I don't like the fact they've kind of gone woke over the last year or so, but that's a story for another time. It was catchy theme. Unfortunately, I don't think it's a theme that's kind of held on. It's kind of gotten a little dated. Maybe could use an update, but you know what? I'll keep it interesting. I'll give it a yes and see what everybody else thinks. I'm not sure what my other 2 panelists think, but I'll leave the ball in their court.
Haley, what do you say about Arthur?
This is a show I loved, and I love that it's still going on, because I feel like this is definitely one of those ones that kind of surpasses like the age bracket, like a lot of these shows do. That being said, this is definitely not the best theme song for animated PBS. So and also because there is another theme song that I need to put on this list, I'm going to have to go with Malcolm and do the strategic no.
Fair enough.
Which means, Brandon, it's all on you.
Okay, so here's my hot take for tonight. I think Arthur is overrated. Not a big fan of it. I think the theme song is the best thing about the show. That and the fact there's a rabbit that looks like AJ Styles. But I'm going to give this a no.
Hey, fun fact: Backstreet Boys were on an episode of it.
So was Mr. Rogers.
But
He
yeah,
was.
and I'll say the best animated PBS show has already been denied before Arthur, which is That's Magic School Bus. But anyway, Brandon, we go back to you. What's your next pick?
I'm looking at this list and I'm seeing a serious lack of live action representation, which honestly I'm not surprised. But when it comes to Nickelodeon theme songs, one that transcends generations, starting from, I believe, 1995, and I believe we're on a third version of it now, I'm going to go with All That.
I knew it. Damn it.
RJ, what do you say about All That?
Oh, good. I did the reverse wrong. I thought the deciding vote was going to be me. Thank God. It's more iconic than good. I'm going to have to say no. That's the simplest explanation I can get. It's more iconic than actually good. It's kind of what JTH has been saying about all the ones with lyrics. Like, it's like, yeah, you get the rap, but really no one remembers it. All they remember is this is like, that's all they know. No one actually knows the lyrics to the theme song except the people who have actually been on the show, as Nick Cannon likes to show on Wild 'N Out. That's about it.
Fair enough.
I hate you right now, Brandon. I love this show. I love this theme. But it is only the second best theme which has for a show that features Keenan and Kel. I have to say no.
Damn, he went there.
JTH.
Well, I'm gonna kill this show off faster than Danny Tamborelli's career. It's no.
Hey, Danny Tamborelli was great in Grand Theft Auto 5. He was in.
I actually think he was a voice in Magic School Bus as well.
He was good on Pete and Pete.
Haley, what would you have said about All That?
This show is a cute, adorable little puppy, and I'm that dude in John Wick. I gotta say no.
Wow!
I'm sorry, like the show is amazing. I love it, but the theme song is definitely not one of the best aspects of that show.
But looking at
Let's
this
see what
list,
you use your strategic note for, Malcolm. Let's see. Let's see if the no's were worth it.
Better be something good.
You put all this pressure on yourself by bringing it out. Let's hear it.
well, looking at this list, there is a lack of Hanna-Barbera on here, I'm going to go the Flintstones. I mean, this may be an iconic theme, but it is a great theme. Not much I can say about this, but JTH, what do you say?
Iconic, yes. Great, no. That's all I can say. No.
Haley, what do you say about the Flintstones?
I mean, this cartoon surpasses like generational type things, which is kind of great and all, but like theme songs, theme song's catchy. The theme song's like not awful to hear, but I'm gonna get annoyed if I hear it more than 3 times. So I'm gonna say no.
Brandon, what do you say about the Flintstones?
It did make my short list. However, I do think there are better ones out there. Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
RJ, what would you have said about the Flintstones?
Literally reflect JTH's sentiments. Iconic, yes. Top 12, no.
But JTH, we go back to you.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm going to dig way into the trenches of theme songs here. We're going to the 80s. Another one of those really upbeat themes that not many people have probably even heard of, with a show that ultimately wasn't that great. But when you hear the theme, it gets stuck in your head. I'm going with, are you ready? I'm waiting to see
I'm
the
a little
reaction.
interested. No, come on, bring it on.
Lean in.
I'm going with Denver the Last Dinosaur. Anybody?
Oh my god!
What was with the delayed reaction?
I had
all
to
right.
think about it for a second. I had to remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, deep in the trenches. I wasn't joking. I wasn't lying about that one. Yeah, it's a show that ultimately wasn't that great, but it was another one. It was the What's New Scooby-Doo aspect. It got you actually excited to watch the show, and when you watched the show, it was actually kind of disappointing. But the theme did its job. It got you excited to watch the show, which is why I'm actually putting Denver the Last Dinosaur. Yay! Thank you. Someone agrees with me. Yeah, I'm throwing that out there. Let's see how many people remember this classic.
Haley, what do you say about Denver the Last Dinosaur?
I don't know if I'm going to get hater for this or not, but I've literally never heard of the show before. So for that reason,
understandable.
I know.
Brandon, what do you say about Denver the Last Dinosaur?
Despite the fact there's a whole decade age difference between me and Haley, I also have never heard the show, so I have to say no.
Understandable.
RJ, what do you say about Denver the Last Dinosaur?
If this was a list just for the decade when it came out, this definitely would have made top 12. But this is of all time. I have to say no. It's not a bad theme, though. He's right. It gets you fucking excited about a really not that good show.
Yes.
He may have liked it, but it's really not good.
Yeah, I'd literally never heard of the show either. I went to YouTube just to actually listen to the theme song. I actually would have said yes.
Somebody's video's about to get a lot of views on here.
But with that, Haley, we get back to you.
So I'm not going to get enough yeses for this. I'm hoping to, and I'm hoping there's like this change of heart, because the person that this show is about is now very famous for music work. And it is a Disney Channel show, live action, pretty much past everyone yells time, but like, I don't care. It's the show Hannah Montana. That song, it tells you everything is going to happen. It's really good. It's got Billboard winning top artist Miley Cyrus. It has to be on the list. It has to. I'm going to fight y'all.
Brandon, what do you say about Hannah Montana?
Haley, how far away do you live in Florida?
I'm in New Jersey.
Okay, I'm safe. Okay, no.
Oh, God, she can literally come across the river to get me.
RJ, what do you say about Hannah Montana?
It's not a bad song. I'll admit that song banged back in the day. Like, for real. Don't get me wrong. I got a little pumped up when Hannah Montana would come on. It was a good song. But there are 4-5 Disney Channel live action shows where the stars sing the songs. Someone did it better, so I'm going to have to say no.
But are any of them a top Billboard artist now?
Nope.
I like this. I like this theme better than 6 other themes that have already made this list. I'm saying yes. JD8, you're the decider vote.
To anybody that knows me already knows that I'm not that keen on the current age of music. So it probably comes as no surprise to anybody that I've never heard this theme once in my life, because it probably represents that type of music that I'm not a big fan of. So unfortunately, I have to give it a no by default.
Thank you, Malcolm.
She can swim across the Delaware Bay and whip my ass right now, I'm sure.
But for that, we go back to RJ.
All right, so I'm literally stuck between 3 Disney shows. One will for sure not get on this list. One I just referenced to. And the other one I just want to talk about.
Humorous.
And I don't know if we'll make it around that I can just talk about them, or if I should actually try to get one on the list. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it. Because I sing this to my cat every day. I'm gonna go with like me and JTH have been saying, like songs that get you excited for the show. And I really think in the late 80s, early 90s, Disney Channel did that the best with the Winnie the Pooh Bear animated series song. That song gets me pumped up every time I hear it. I sing that song to my cat when I want him to come. His name is Zeus, and my girlfriend calls him Pazoo. So I call him Little Pazoo Bear, and I sing that song at him when I want him to be
Bear,
cute.
Winnie, Pazoo Bear.
He's
right?
Pazoo Bear, Little Pazoo Bear.
Okay.
Somebody can
Sorry, I butchered your song.
Yes, it's okay, but no, like but honestly, when you listen to it, it's a fun song. It's one of those songs that like in a good way gets stuck in your head. It's just fun. You're just like, yeah, we're going on fun with Winnie the Pooh, and it's just a perfect kids theme show song. Like it's nice, it's sweet, it gets you excited for the show. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put out Winnie the Pooh. I believe it's called The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I'm not exactly sure of the title.
Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Thank you, JTH.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm aware of many different Winnie the Pooh songs. So trying to figure out which one is which is hard. But I'm gonna say no. JT8, what do you say about Winnie the Pooh?
This song is the What's New Scooby-Doo version of Disney. It's a new era theme of a classic character that is great, and it works. And I get excited when I hear the theme. Like I grew up. I think I'm pretty much the same age as RJ. So I grew up with this show all the time. It was always on Saturday morning. It had to be ABC because that's Disney. Watched it every Saturday morning and loved it. So I always had the theme stuck in my head. To me, it's a yes.
Yeah.
Haley, what do you say about the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh?
I'm so conflicted because this was probably, if we want to count this as a song, this was probably one of the first songs I knew how to sing, because when I was just a little child and I could barely speak, like that was just me walking around, like that was what was going on in my brain the whole time, and I was probably singing it at some point wearing diapers. Disclaimer, I don't wear diapers anymore. But anyway, I'm still like, does it belong on the top 12? Because like it's so like simplistic and so cute and so like has like a nice little rhythm to it that like even a tiny little kid that is barely 2 years old can enjoy it, process it, and like go along with it. But like, oh god, can you just get me and I can think about it for a second?
Brandon, what do you say?
This is really tough because I mean Winnie the Pooh is, you know, very well-known popular characters. My mom's favorite Disney character of all time. We actually had a dog named Pooh Bear at one point. May she rest in peace. I remember the show. I can't remember the theme song.
Damn.
I have to say no. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Which means it is on Haley. Haley's put more pressure on herself as she's down to the side.
Can't stall out any longer.
Me and JTH are just going to stare her down.
Oh my god! Okay, I just want to see where this goes, so I'm just gonna say no for the just for that. I feel like torturing everyone.
Hey, I just appreciate I got one yes. That song got one yes. I'm okay. I'm happy.
My heart says yes. My strategy says no.
That's fine.
There you go.
Honestly, I can tell you right now, had it gotten a yes, I would have said yes to anything else. I'm not even kidding. So I probably should have told y'all that beforehand, because that would have been the last one I really would have fought for.
Note to self: should I do pass she so I can get Blue's Clues on here? No, I'm not going to do that because it doesn't serve him on here. Brandon, what's your next one you're going to bring up?
Oof. I'm looking at the rest of all these other theme songs I thought of and just how things have went and people's explanations. I'm not feeling confident on any of them. But I'm going to go with one. I'm going to try to go away from iconic, go with what I think is good. Plenty of lyrics with this one. This was a Nick Jr. show from when I was a kid. Had a lovely family on there with I forgot what they call it, but essentially it was a giant yellow frog. It's called Galagola Island.
Oh my god!
Galagola Island is on the table. RJ, what do you say?
Nothing on my list beats that song. I totally forgot about that song, but I'm doing the reverse of everybody. If any preschool show deserves to be on this list, it's Galagola Island. Hell yeah, that song makes it on here.
Come and let's play together.
JGH, what do you say about Galagola Island?
Judging by the reaction that everybody gave, I guess they've at least heard of the show. That I vaguely remember. I remember my brother watched it when he was really, really young, but I don't remember anything about it. I think I've heard the theme once, and that was when he was watching it. And then I was like, why am I watching this and listening to this? So I walked away. I think that was about the only time I ever heard it. So, yeah, I got to give it a no, unfortunately.
Haley, what do you say about Galagola Island?
There's going to be someone in the comments that's mad at me, but again, never heard of the show before. So I'm going to have to say no.
It's a generational thing. It's fine.
But yeah, this is tough, as I'd never actually heard the show before. I'd quickly went and listened to the theme, because that's basically what we're judging anyway. I'm going to say yes. It's a catchy theme.
Well, I was not expecting that.
Shocker! That really is a shocker. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably gonna be shock of the night, people. Shock of the night.
I got more than one picked on there. Yay!
But we have got just one spot left.
Make it good, Malcolm.
I'm surprised I don't have that many honorable mentions. I'm kind of happy with this
I have
list
2
now.
honorable mentions.
I have a ton.
There's
I got like 5.
There's
Well,
at least
Yeah.
there's at least a couple that I don't think will make it.
Then don't say them.
I mean, for different
whatever one you
reasons.
need to fight for, whatever one makes you go I'm squaring up for this theme, do that.
Yeah, do what Brandon did. He got it on there. He squared
unless
up.
unless you don't mind chatting with me for 2 hours.
But I will give a hint to where I'm leaning towards. We're tiny. We're toony. We're all a little loony. I'm going for Tiny Toons Adventures. This is a show that I loved watching as a kid, and when it was on TV over here, this was always a double feature with this and Animaniacs in the mornings for me. JDH, what do you say about Tiny Toon Adventures?
See, it's a really catchy theme, but I think we've already got enough Steven Spielberg presented Warner Brothers animated stuff on here for it to make this list. So I'm sorry, Tiny Toons, you're gonna get the axe from me. It's a no.
Haley, what do you say about Tiny Toon Adventures?
I can't think of the theme, so for that reason alone, I have to say no. It could be amazing. I wouldn't know.
Brandon, what do you say about Tiny Toon Adventures?
Yeah, I'm on the same logic as JTH. Too much Steven Spielberg. I gotta say no.
This is the kids' theme thing. We're bringing up Spielberg all the time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would have been on the same page as the guys. Yeah, but don't get me wrong, it's a banger. I could still get down to. As soon as you said we're tiny, we're toony, we're all the little loonies, the rest of the song played in my head the entire time.
Which means we go back to JTH.
Do I want to go cartoon live action? You know, I'll stick with cartoon. That seems to be the only thing I actually know about. When I want to go another late '90s. When do you think you had Pokemon, and then you had that other alternative that everybody loved growing up? I'm going to throw out Yu-Gi-Oh! It's another theme that, yes, didn't have a whole lot of lyrics, but it was another catchy, got you pumped to watch people play a card game. It was kind of like, I guess I can't say it's the 90s version of Magic because Magic was around the 90s. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a great theme. Another theme that they didn't change a whole lot. They tweaked it a little bit, but ultimately was the same, and it was smart to keep it the same. It was a really catchy, great theme, so I'm going to throw out Yu-Gi-Oh!
Haley, what do you say about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Another great show. The theme wasn't that great. I'm gonna have to say no.
Brandon, what do you say about Yu-Gi-Oh?
One of my most favorite anime of all time. The theme song got you pumped. I love the show so much. I got into the card game. I'm actually a former Yu-Gi-Oh champion.
But
But yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
okay. But you did say but though.
RJ, what do you say about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Quick question for JTH. Were you referring to Digimon with the alternative? Is that what you were referring to?
That's where my brain went originally.
Because it's a better show. We're just gonna put that out there right now. But anyways,
Also depends on which season.
I'm gonna have to say no because the correct answer to what the best Yu-Gi-Oh theme song was Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds.
And it's all on me.
No pressure.
You want to go another 40 minutes?
Yes, you do, Malcolm. Not on this. Don't end it on this.
I mean, if it's anything like the last TV themes, we've actually gone quicker, but we've got more on the list at the point. The last one been about almost 3 hours, and we still struggled to get things on, no matter what stage that we. But yeah, no, I love the show. I'm not really like the theme is okay. And JTH say no to Rugrats, so.
This is when it gets personal.
Your feelings were going to get hurt during this.
Oh yeah, this is where it's all personal now. There's no more nice. It's all about everyone getting that last spot.
Like the Addams Family, this was a theme that I did not think of whatsoever until the middle of this stream. And the only reason I thought of it is because we need more true anime representation. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not the representation we need. Also, this is not an original theme. This is the 4th theme in this series. It is from Naruto. The title is Go. Everyone knows it is Fighting Dreamers. It is so catchy. It's one of those songs we try to sing even though you don't know the lyrics to it because it's Japanese and none of us know Japanese, but you still try to sing it. And it's by far the best theme of the show. I'm going Naruto. The 4th Naruto opening.
Brandon,
Wow.
What do you say about the 4th Naruto theme?
Sorry, whenever I hear anything about Naruto, it makes me think about how my brother doesn't like it because it's like these are 10-year-olds murdering each other. In terms of the theme song, unfortunately, I only really know the first one, so based on that, I'm gonna have to say now.
RJ, what do you say about the 4th Naruto theme?
This is one of those animes that, as much as she is right that it's a banger, if we start going into putting those animes out there, we're going to be here a long, long night because there's way too many openings for every single anime out there. We will be here way too long.
Kids anime, though.
Kids anime, yeah. Naruto is not a kids anime. Boruto,
They play Rockets and they're watching it at 8 years old.
Yeah,
There's 10-year-olds murdering each other.
We were all watching Toonami and not paying attention to those warnings, so I'm gonna have to say no.
I mean, I'm just going to keep one simple. I've never once watched any Naruto, so I've got no idea which theme to even try to look up. But yeah, JDH. What would you have said?
Sayonara. See, I know some Japanese.
I speak Japanese.
It does slap, though, right?
It does. It absolutely slaps. But there's there's at least 10 other songs I can tell you that slap harder.
I just need to know that someone else thinks it slaps. That's it.
slaps. Don't worry.
Is that a Generation Z term? Because I've never heard that.
I get it from Jay Burns, so I don't know how old Jay Burns is, but Jay Burns says everything slaps.
That's younger than me.
I mean, I hear it from Coho and Boatman, but then again, they're also really young.
They're
19
They're
each.
younger. They are definitely younger.
But RJ, what is the next one you're going to bring up?
Now, like I said, now I don't know if I'm just going to abuse the time I have to talk about the songs I want to talk about or actually put forth a contender. You know what? It's short, sweet, to the point, and it's probably the most modern Cartoon Network thing that I like. And there's really not anything Cartoon Network on there except What's New Scooby-Doo. So I'm going to go with Steven Universe. It's short, sweet, to the point, and I like it.
JTH, what do you say about Steven Universe?
I've never seen it, so I can't really grasp an opinion on it. So I got to give it no.
Brendan, what do you say about Steven Universe?
I'm gonna echo JTH. Not familiar with it. No.
Haley, what do you say about Steven Universe?
I really don't like Steven Universe. I will say there are good songs from the show. This is not one of them. So
I tried.
I give it a no.
Yeah, I've literally just looked up the theme song. It's a fine theme song. It's nothing special. I'm going to say no.
Like I said, I like it short, sweet, to the point.
Brandon, what is the next theme?
My goodness, what is left that might get picked? This is so difficult.
I probably only have 3. Like, to be honest.
Okay, I'm gonna go with one. Well, my strategy for Galagola Island worked. I'm gonna use it for this one as well. I think it's an underrated theme. The theme song does tell you the basics about the characters and everything, enough for you to like understand the dynamics between the characters. I'm gonna say Goof Troop.
Goof Troop is on the table. RJ, what do you say?
Gotta be a no, because it didn't make my Disney list. Got barely beat out by the Mighty Ducks theme.
JTH, what do you say about Goof Troop?
Yeah, not as memorable as other Disney ones that we've thrown out there, so I got to give it a no as well.
Haley?
Yeah, it's a good show, not great theme. Doesn't belong on this list, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would have echoed that. But yeah, Goof Troop doesn't make this list. It's on me. We've mentioned this show 2 different times, but no one's ever actually officially brought it up. I'm going to officially bring it up. The Kenan and Kel theme song belongs.
I was about to bring it up too, so I was.
This is such a great show, but let's see what happens. So, here it goes. And JTH, what do you say?
Well, the fact that I was going to bring it up obviously means I have enough of it to give it a yes, so I will give the yes.
Haley, what do you say about Kenan and Kel?
I can't remember it, so I have to give it a no, but I'm hoping it's good enough. If it does get a yes, that it is good. I'm sorry.
Brandon, what do you say about Kenan and Kel?
This is one of the ones I was debating whether or not to put on my short list. Ultimately, I ended up not putting it on there. In my opinion, not as good as the All That theme. I'm going to say no.
RJ, it's all on you.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Malcolm, if you can put your hands up and sing any part of the rap of that song, I'll give you a yes. If you can't, it gets a no.
JJ,
of the actual lyrics. The actual lyrics.
Yeah,
I do love it though. Don't get me wrong. It was dope. Who is it? Coolio? It's Coolio, right?
Yeah. His second most favorite song, or second most iconic song.
Like I said, don't remember any of the lyrics. So to me, it's a non-lyric theme song. Because only the first few episodes actually had it with the full rap, and then after a while they just cut it down to the din 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 din, like, and it went away. So,
JTH, what is the next theme you're going to bring up?
I'm running out of themes now. I would bring up older ones, but I realize the age demographic I'm dealing with here, so probably going to get a. I've never heard of that. No.
You
just
can't say
mark my next pick
superhero.
if it gets back to me.
Screw it. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to show my age. We're going back to the 60s now. So maybe RJ would actually, I know for a fact RJ has heard this theme. In fact, I think he enjoys the show quite a bit as well. It was another very catchy rhythm theme that got you excited to kind of watch the show. It didn't have much in plot, but it was fun all the same. I'm going with the Wacky Races. It was a great theme. RJ, yeah, that groan. Yeah, that's going to be a no from him. But yeah, I love the theme. It was one of the classic original bass guitar themes that was simple but effective. It's one of those things that doesn't have any lyrics, but it was a nice rhythm theme. Wacky Races.
Haley, what do you say about Wacky Races?
I'm sorry. I don't know the theme. I've heard of the show. I have to say no. I'm sorry.
Brandon, what do you say about Wacky Races?
Wacky Races is an absolutely amazing show. So much fun to watch. I think I had friends who got in trouble for gambling on it. But for the life of me, I can't remember the theme song, so I have to say no.
I'm putting 10 grand on Peter Perfect.
It
was like candy they were betting.
I'm putting a Butterfinger on Penelope.
It's a good Hanna-Barbera theme. It really is. But hell, I'd even listen to "Here Come the Bears" before I listen to this song. So that's gonna be a no. And probably only JTH gets that.
Drat. Oh God.
But yeah, I would have said yes, but I think it's a good theme. But it doesn't matter. It's not made on the list. We go back to Haley.
So I should have brought this theme up earlier. This definitely surpasses generations. We all know this theme song. At least we better. There was a very wholesome scene in a movie involving this theme song last year. And it is just a generally positive, nice little ditty. I'm going with the theme song from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And if y'all say no to this, you're saying no to Mr. Rogers. And I hope he's going to be
RJ, what do you say about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Yeah, of course we come to me first on Mr. Rogers. Yeah, he was the one PBS show I hated. He did. I'm sorry. It's just a straight up no. I did not like. Hey, the movie was good. I still cried. I still appreciate what he did for kids. Didn't like his show. It's gonna be a no.
Brandon,
but if it makes it on, it makes it on. It ain't gonna bother me.
What do you say about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
It's one of those, like, it's such a double-edged sword because it's oh my gosh. So I don't think the theme song's that good, but at the same time, saying anything bad about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood would be like punching the real Santa Claus in the face.
I'll do it for you. It was boring. It was horribly troll. The puppets were creepy.
Okay, yeah, the puppets were creepy, but yeah, I'm sorry, Haley. I have to say no.
So yeah, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood wasn't really a big thing in New Zealand. It's not a show that I ever sort of come across. The first time I heard about it was when the documentary "Won't You Be My Neighbor" came out. That's the first time I've ever heard of the TV show. So I just listened to the theme song. I do have to say no. JTH, what would you have said?
Yeah, I would have had to have said no as well. I hate to say that because it's Mr. Rogers, and I know he will damn us all with his nice and polite
He'll
words.
forgive
But
you. He will forgive you.
he will forgive
for
me,
your
but he will
awful
say
doing.
he was very disappointed, and that's
how he'll say it. He's not mad, just disappointed.
I mean, it was tough to say no considering that he won the ultimate showdown. So,
Oh, Tom Hanks has just come in to join the call.
we're all going to burn to hell now.
And then,
we'll join Ricky Gervais there.
but anyway, RJ, what is the next theme you're going to bring up?
This is literally the only one I have left that I think even has a chance. When she brought up Hannah Montana earlier, I said there was one other Disney Channel star who did it better, and I'm going to go with That's So Raven. I think her theme song was more catchy. It's always fun to remember. And like, not only did you have her, you literally had the three main characters all on the theme song telling you about what the show was about to be about. The little rap by Orlando Brown is, cool, besides what happened to him, but we don't talk about him anymore. The Annalisa Vanderpool in the background was fun. And it's a fun song. There's no Disney live action shows on here yet. So I think That's So Raven should get a chance.
I mean, you could have got the best Disney live action show on here when Hannah Montana was brought up. I'm saying no to That's So Raven. JTH, what do you say about That's So Raven?
I got to give it a no as well.
Haley.
You know what? I might have gotten a no for Hannah Montana, but if Hannah Montana's not going to make this list, this should make the list. So I'm going to have to say yes.
So it's all on Brandon.
I had so many friends who
for saying no.
I had quite a few friends who love the show, who love singing the theme song. It annoyed me to no end. I'm saying no.
That's fair.
But we go back to Brandon for his next nomination.
So I was debating whether or not to even try this one, but JTH actually kind of inspired me to actually go for it anyways. And the funny thing is, when he was describing before he ultimately reveals Wacky Races, I thought he was going to go with this one. Funny enough, it's animated. It's from the 1960s. It's actually an anime. I'm going to say go Speed Racer.
I was actually thinking about that too.
Speed Racer is on the table. RJ, what do you say about Speed Racer?
There's still a better anime one out there that I think there is, so I'm going to say no.
JTH.
It was probably going to be the next one I brought up too, so I'm kind of torn on it. You know what? I'll say yes. It was catchy. It told the story, what was going on, and it got you excited to watch the show. It checked all the boxes of what makes a theme great. So I'll give it a yes.
There's one theme song that is anime that is from several decades ago that I think belongs on this list. It is not Speed Racer, so for that reason alone, I'm going to have to say no.
Yeah, I've got to say no to this as well. It's a fine theme song. It comes back to me. I realised I just thought of one like in the middle of this, but then just now I realised I can't because I'll be breaking my own rules. So
Good. Yeah, feel that pain.
Still not
I
sure
want
what
you
the
to feel
rules
that
are.
pain. No, I want you to say it. I want you to say it out loud and admit it
And
to
so it
yourself.
can me down.
well, the one that came to my mind was Captain Planet, but then I realised it's a superhero show. So
Get that shit
yeah,
out
That's
of
why I
here.
left it off. That's why I left it off.
We could have had
That was number
Thundercats.
one
We
on
could have
your
had Power Rangers.
list.
We could have had Beetleborgs. But no.
We could have had several Power Rangers entries, RJ.
So many Power Rangers.
between you and me, we could have gotten so many on there.
I mean,
Malcolm, we're doing top 12 Power Ranger theme songs. There's only like 25. It won't take that long. Half of them suck.
but anyway, but for my next pick, I'm going to bring this up. This has come up so many times in the comments already. I do not know how this is going to go, but this character likes to sleep with the fishes. he lives next to a squid and a starfish. He's friends with a squirrel and a SpongeBob SquarePants.
Don't even come to me. Don't even come to me with that.
I think you know what RJ's vote is.
JDH, what do you say about SpongeBob?
Iconic, yes. Great, no. Next.
This
Haley.
show has so many good songs to it, but the theme song still sucks. So I'm gonna have to say no.
Brandon.
Good. I wasn't the only one. Good.
It almost made my list, but I'm like, no. Too iconic.
No, like I
good.
honestly, again, I just reflect JTH. It's iconic, yes. Stupid, yes. Idiotic, yes. Good
Bad,
song,
yes.
no.
But JDH, we go back to you.
All right, I'm going to bring up another classic cartoon because we know how well that turned out last time. Not only was it a great theme, but the stars of the show sang their own theme. I'm going to go with Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh.
Ooh. That's that. At least I got you thinking. What's not to love about this theme? I mean, it's another catchy, kind of silly theme, but it was great. Come on, you can't say that the song wasn't great. You got to go with that at least. So let's give it hell and go with Josie and the Pussycats.
Haley, what do you say about Josie and the Pussycats?
You're gonna go with this, and you're not gonna go with Gem and the Holograms. For that reason alone, I have to say no. And I probably gave away my next pick.
Brandon, what?
I feel like such an idiot for not thinking of this one. Oh my gosh. How can I say no? I have to say yes to Josie and the Pussycats. It is such a great theme song.
RJ, what do you say about Josie and the Pussycats?
Let's see where this is going.
Haley, you are truly, truly outrageous to think that song is better than this one. Josie and the Pussycats makes this list.
Well, hot damn.
Vindication. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine's not a kids show, so it doesn't count. Anyway, I would have said yes to Josie and the Pussycats too. It's a catchy theme song.
Yeah.
So we have finished off the list. Haley, what honorable mentions did you have?
So I would, for that last second, I would have fought for Gem and the Holograms had JTH said no. But the two that were on my list left, the one is Star Blazers, and the second one was what I would have considered to be the best PBS animated theme song, and that is Dragon Tales.
Son of a bitch! Oh, he's right. I totally forgot about Dragon Tales. God damn it!
What honorable mentions did you have?
I actually still have a good few. Some of them were closer to iconic. I had Inspector Gadget.
Ooh.
Had Hey Arnold.
I thought of him as a superhero though.
That's why I was like so hesitant about it. It's more of a sci-fi comedy.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Would Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have counted as superhero?
They definitely would have been a superhero.
Yeah, that one hurt me to leave out because I would have pushed for 3 of those themes. Also had Hey Arnold, 2 Stupid Dogs. I have my son's favorite show, Puppy Dog Pals. My wife just told me she wanted me to say My Little Pony, but I wasn't going to do that, or Care Bears. I did have Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, no!
Oh, that would have been a hard no.
Ooh.
I also had the Pink Panther show, that iconic saxophone theme. Johnny Bravo. I have this shirt somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. Angry Beavers. This one my wife came up with, and I actually felt like a bit of a fool for not thinking of this one. A kids show called Eureka's Castle. And finally, this one, I think the only one who might have heard of this one is maybe Malcolm, because it was originally based out of Australia, your neighbor. And it's my son's other favorite show, Bluey.
Oh, yeah, no, I think I vaguely have remember that. But RJ, what would you have brought up?
Actually, quite a few more, because I have them. Like I said, I have them by their station. So a PBS, just I gave a shout out to Reading Rainbow, but I also want to give one out to Zaboomafoo. I want to give a shout out to that one. That was my favorite one of those, but I knew it wasn't going to get picked. Anime, I have quite a few. Like I said, Digimon was my favorite, but I knew it wasn't going to get picked. It was too simplistic. Except the season 4 one. The season 4 one's pretty good. I love Dragon Ball. I had Dragon Ball Z, Rock the Dragon. I had the English version of Yu Yu Hakusho. And then my really random, my pulling deep into the hat would have been the Beyblade theme from the original series of Beyblade.
I almost put that on there. I
had that. And then Disney, I had Phil of the Future. Phil of the Future was the last one I was going to try to pull for. And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like I had Hey Arnold, but after Rugrats got shot down, I was going to try that one. Jetsons I had on my list. Jimmy Neutron. I had the Smurfs on my list. I think there's a catchy theme song. A TV show called Horrible Histories I was going to bring up. And I'm kind of with Brian, like Sesame Street and Muppets, I'm kind of surprised never came up at all as well. And also, we all completely forgot a TV show theme which has popped up on SEN a few times before its Collider. Zoobly Zoo. Zoobly Zoo.
Oh.
But anyway, JDH, did you have any honorable mentions?
It's funny that Brandon brought up My Little Pony, because I actually think it's the exact opposite, because I actually think it deters people away from watching the show. And I'm saying that as a person that grew to love the show within the last year.
Not mine.
But I get where she's coming from. But for me, as a person that just fell in love with the show like within the last year, it's the theme that is the reason why it took me 8.5 years to get into the show. So to me, it's kind of like the anti-version of a lot of these great themes. But Malcolm, I wanted to go to you because I never actually got to ask you. Would Sonic the Hedgehog have also been counted as a superhero?
I mean, that's a tough one. I probably would have not counted it as a superhero myself.
Okay.
But
because that would have ruled out Sonic Sat AM, which I think is one of the greatest things of all time, fastest thing alive. Also, what about the real Ghostbusters?
That wouldn't count them as superheroes.
That would have come out too. Also, another honorable mention, another old Nickelodeon theme, kind of forgotten classic by many, but it became a cult classic in my eyes. It was a game show, Legends of the Hidden Temple. I thought was a real catchy theme.
I almost put that one too.
Yeah.
But
I just didn't think there was enough to it.
The age demographic made me wary to throw it out there. But
did anyone say
Legends
Cat Dog? No one said Cat Dog, right?
I thought about it, but I didn't think it was as good as the others.
Cat Dog.
I didn't think of it.
But yeah, now we get to the fun part where we get to rank them. So we're going to write down the theme we want on a whiteboard or bit of paper, whatever you may have handy beside you. And we're going to start with from 12 America A up. I've already got I think most people have already got something written down.
I wrote this down as soon as it made the list.
RJ, I'm going to go to you first then.
Bill Nye does not deserve to be anywhere near the top of this list.
I also had Bull Nye. JDH.
Galagola Island.
Haley.
Don't know it, so I had to put this one last.
Brandon.
Drake and Josh.
But Brandon, you do end up being the tiebreaker because it's between Galaga Island or Bull Nye for number 12.
Oh, that sounded painful.
Well, I already made my personal top 12, so I'm gonna go with what end up ranking lower. I'm gonna, even though it was one of mine, I'm gonna say Galaga Island.
That Galaga Island's going to be 12.
Ooh, next one's hard.
No, it's not. There's an obvious answer.
It's not the
but I mean, I've still got Bull Nye, JDH,
Drake and Josh, if that's the order.
Haley.
Just out of spite and no other reason, I'm putting Josie and the Pussycats.
Brandon.
I just realized how this ranking works, and I could have stuck with Drake and Josh, but I did. I said Kim Possible.
RJ.
Good thing you changed, because Bill Nye's going down.
What did Bill Nye do to you? Did he hurt you?
He was boring. I didn't care about science. I cared about dragons and learning about animals and Barney. That's what I wanted to watch after school.
All right, and
Now
I mean,
it's gonna
like,
be hard for me. Man, this is gonna be hard.
Cat Song really belongs on this list.
It was just Nickelodeon themes, yes.
This one's probably going to be on my list for a long time, considering all of y'all.
but JTH, what do you have for 10?
Drake and Peck.
Haley.
I just wanted to add some spice, so I'll say Bill Nye.
I mean, Bull Nye's already 11, so.
Oh God. If it ends up being a tie, I'll be a tiebreaker.
Brandon.
Drake and Josh.
RJ.
Pinky and the Brain.
Drake and Josh.
I'm just going to leave this board here.
Yeah, Drake and Josh is going to be 10.
Leave that right there for y'all. When you can't make a decision, just go with what you see.
It's not subliminal.
No, it's very direct. Vote for this. This is what should be next.
No.
If this makes the top 5, I'm going to riot.
Haley, what do you have for 9?
I'm just gonna keep Josie and the Pussycats up until.
Brandon.
Kim Possible.
JTH.
Finn and Ferb.
So, I've got one of those 4.
Oh, shit.
It is Pinky and the Brain.
Thank you.
Oh,
Get that shit out of here. Malcolm,
I'm never
you're a
coming back on
smart
this
fucking
show.
Guy.
I mean, like, personally, I like the other themes better, is why I read. It's one of those ones.
Man, this is. I gotta look at what's left. Hold on. Damn. Hold on. Let me figure out my top 5 first.
I already know my top 5, but it's already been messed with.
Oh.
Yeah, my top 5's been messed with, so I'm just hoping my number 1's just.
I'm not going to keep this board. I'm just going to see if this happens this round.
But Haley, what do you have for 8?
I didn't feel like erasing it and rewriting it, so I'm gonna put it up here until it gets knocked out.
Brandon.
Too long.
Kim Possible.
RJ.
I went with Fairly Odd Parents.
JDH.
Finn and Ferb.
Once again, I've got one of those 4. I've got Josie and the Pussycats.
There you go.
I don't have to rewrite it. God,
Sadly, I got to keep rewriting mine because I
This is where it
keep
gets
erasing it for
hard.
some reason.
Trying to think of what actually is left. Do I want to change it? That's number 8. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. We're just gonna keep going to Malcolm, I'm guessing.
Yeah, yeah. JDH, what do you have?
I guess for me, it's a take 3. Cheap plug for the channel. Phineas and Ferb.
Haley.
For the reasons I gave when I said no to this theme, I'm gonna do Animaniacs.
Brandon.
I only keep pushing this because I'm just ready to get rid of one I don't know. Kim Possible.
I went fairly Oddparents.
All right.
Well, take 4 is not as catchy as take 3.
All right. Okay, so now it's deciding
No, it
the
is
top
catchy,
5.
take 5.
Shit, who doesn't belong in the top 5?
Yeah, I like take 5. It's a good candy bar.
You know what? This is gonna hurt, but yeah, it's gonna hurt to do this.
But for those watching at home,
I thought you were saying, yeah, take 5 is a good candy bar. I was like, it hurts. What?
but for
I
those,
I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
but for those who don't know what's left, we've got Ducktales, the OG Pokemon's theme, Animaniacs,
Not Dragon Tales. It didn't make it.
Kim Possible, What's New Scooby Doo, and Phineas and Ferb.
There was a clear number 1, and I hope we're all on the same page.
I don't think so. I think it's going to come down to the 1 and 2 are going to be a fight. I think we all have one of 2.
Haley, what do you have for 6?
I'm keeping it at Animaniacs.
Brandon.
In the middle of the list.
Yeah, let's try this again. Kim Possible.
RJ.
I love her, but she doesn't belong in the top 5. Kim Possible.
I've got Phineas and Ferb. JDH.
Phineas and Ferb.
So Haley, Phineas and Ferb or Kim Possible?
Do I be spiteful and just pick my own? Or do I declare how much of a Bowling for Soup fan I am?
Declare Bowling for Soup. I'm not even going to be... Do it! Bowling for Soup.
So I think the next one is going to be Phineas and Ferb is number 6.
Wow. Not even top 5. That hurts. That hurts. I'm all for girl power, but wow.
Just they're really neck and neck though.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Brandon's definitely sticking with Kim Possible.
I stuck with Kim Possible as well.
Just spare it.
Kim Possible.
Yeah, I can finally change my board.
All right, so it's.
I think they do belong next to each other on the list. They have very similar energies to them.
So we're at 4.
Yeah,
it's number 4.
Animaniacs, Pokemon OG, Ducktales, and What's New Scooby Doo.
This is gonna hurt.
Do you have the strength to do it?
Yeah, I'm just not liking it.
But I'm going to go to RJ first.
I'm actually gonna go with What's New Scooby Doo.
Animaniacs, JDH,
DuckTales.
Haley,
Animaniacs.
Brandon,
JTH, time to break a tie. What's New Scooby Doo?
Oh, I know what's happening. I already know what's gonna happen here.
JDH, What's New Scooby Doo or Animaniacs at 4?
This sucks because they're my 1 and 2. So.
Oh shit! Wow. Oh, that sucks.
I gotta go Animaniacs.
Oh, man. I mean, I kind of figured that's probably where he was going. Just with the fact on how much he claimed he loved Scooby-Doo. So.
Well, there goes one of my top 2.
There goes one of my top 2, and I'm the one.
I think I can keep my top 2.
I think I have my number 1.
All the ones that got nominated that throughout there are gone. Dang it.
Haley, what do you have for 3?
DuckTales. Woohoo.
Brandon,
What's new, Scooby Doo?
RJ,
DuckTales.
DuckTales, JH.
Ooh.
This is going to be the fight.
Now, instead of doing your number 2, we're just going straight to number 1.
I don't know whether I'll be surprised if this is not unanimous or not. I can't decide whether this should be unanimous or
This
not.
better be unanimous. There is a right answer and a wrong answer.
I think there is a right answer. I think she's right. I think there was a right answer as soon as it made the list.
Yeah.
I just realized
I
these
knew
were,
this was gonna be
these were
number
both
one.
my picks. So now I feel now I don't feel as crummy. People
Right.
actually agree with me on something.
But Haley, what do you have?
The second it was set, I knew it was going to be number 1. What's new, Scooby Doo?
Brandon,
Gotta catch them all. Pokemon.
RJ,
It's the best like no one ever was. Pokemon.
JDH.
Pokemon was literally around for only 2 years of the show's run.
They changed them.
At least this was around for twice as long. What's new, Scooby-Doo?
Malcolm, don't do me wrong.
He's going Pokemon. I'm shocked he didn't. That wasn't the first one he said. Come on now. You're the Pokemon guy.
I've got something written on my board. It's flipping around in my head. I'm going to go against.
You went with one of ours.
Wait,
Spare the
what?
drama.
Hold on.
Arthur.
I'm going to go against my board, and it's What's New, Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
I'm scared I'm going to come to New Zealand and fight.
I'm still okay with the top 2, so it doesn't bother me. I'm just
Yeah,
surprised.
that's a good top 2.
I'm just surprised.
Now I'm confused. What does that mean? What'd you pick?
No, my pick is What's New, Scooby-Doo. What's New, Scooby-Doo is going to be number 1.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Hey,
And then
either
the
way, I
whole
won.
internet
I was number 1 and 2. I win.
And to be honest, I'm not scared of Haley coming to New Zealand because, 1, I'd like to hang out with her in person anyway, but 2, our borders are closed at the moment, so you can't actually come in.
We're going
So
to swim. I'm going to swim up on there.
Don't try to swim to Europe, Charlie.
She's gonna dig through the center of the earth to get to you.
Just go full Brendan Fraser.
I like how we put OG.
but I love Mike K's comment.
I knew it was
But
going to make top 3.
At least he
I
was
knew
willing
it was
to
going to make
compromise.
top 3.
That's real quick.
But
I'm
anyway,
glad
just
someone mentioned Scooby Doo without it being the original theme.
Right.
But
You're
anyway,
welcome.
just to recap the top 12. At number 12, we've got Galagola Island. At 11, we've got Nye the Science Guy. At 10, we've got Drake and Josh. At 9, we've got Pinky and the Brain. At 8, we've got
That hurts.
Josie and the Pussycats. At 7, we've got
That
Philly
hurts.
Oddparents. At 6, we've got Phineas and
That
Ferb.
hurts.
At 5, we've got
Never saw it.
Impossible. At 4, we've got
Never saw it.
Animaniacs. At 3, we've got
That hurts.
DuckTales. Woohoo.
Boo-hoo.
At 2, we got the original.
That hurts a little
Pokemon
bit. I'm not going to lie.
At number 1, we got What's New, Scooby Doo. But it's
Can't
with
get with that list.
with kids TV themes. There's it's just one of those ones like on any given panel, that could be an entirely different list. Like none of these may not make it if it was a different panel. So I mean. But I know, like, there's a couple people that sort of asked to be on there. I'm pretty sure would have suggested SpongeBob and got it on this list.
I'm so glad that didn't make it on the list.
But
So happy.
We are the sane ones.
Let's all
it's
just
one
be
of those-
glad that SpongeBob is nowhere near this list.
I mean, it's one of those ones. I brought SpongeBob up. I didn't think it would make it on. And I was hoping.
yeah.
But anyway, I'll have the poll up for what's going to be next week's to pick from for next week's topic up in a bit. But JDH, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Well, currently nowhere because I haven't been doing anything. I've been living under a rock. If you choose to come to my Twitter page, it's at WWJTH. No reason to. I haven't tweeted anything in about a month, so ignore that. I haven't posted a YouTube video in 6 months, which I'm sure pains some people. But yeah, other than that, you can find me on here in 6 months' time when we do another TV-related rankum. So I'll see you then, Malcolm, and probably RJ too.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be 6 months. Like I may decide to do an audible for next week and just do superhero TV things next week. But, Haley, we can
Well, I'm not really super active on social media, but where I am active is a featured presentation. And tomorrow you will see me on FPTL. I am teamed up with Aaron J. And I'm going up against Anthony and Bill. And we're going to win. And we got a weird strength, and I kind of regret picking it, but we still got this.
I'm pretty sure I might know where your strength lies, but I'm not going to reveal it. Brandon, where can people find you online?
I don't post too often, but you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Picola Asian, spelled PCOLA, and then another A, ZIAN. For YouTube, I'm probably the most active with combat wrestling trivia over on Nerd Entertainment Network. You can also find me in other leagues if I ever can get into any other matches or other things such as this. And also have a YouTube channel called The Jagged Show, and even though I haven't posted much in the last few years, but you'll still find some stuff on there.
Jay, where can people find you online?
All right. Well, most of y'all know y'all can find me running over things at Full Metal Geek over in Full Metal Media. And if you don't know, now you know. Can't say the next word. But anyways, other than that, I don't really have any other social media platforms. You'll see me on, if I'm not mistaken, I think we rescheduled it to Monday. I'll be on Full Metal Random in the Power Rangers match. Trying to just make the question writer look bad, because I know Ryan's just trying to write questions that he think I can't answer because he's mad that I beat him in Power Rangers movie trivia. So you know what? Suck it, Ryan. I'm still going to beat your questions. Other than that, you can find me on Facebook at Rene Villarreal Jr. Do not type in RJ. You'll find 127,564 people who are not me.
I also want to plug one more thing. You can also, it's either going to be this Tuesday or next Tuesday. You will probably find me getting my ass kicked by Caleb Coho in TV Throwdown. So,
but you can find me on Take 3. I host Late Night Take 3. I haven't decided what the theme for next week will be yet. But last night we had Rachel Silvestrini on to talk about, and we were talking about Kevin Smith movies because obviously. But you could also find me hosting Rankum every Saturday. And Full Metal Classic and Random over on Full Metal. But until next time, keep listening shit.